Hello, hello, wonderful CVU members. It's your president, Nicole Piper here, coming at you with kind of a different sort of video. Not going to be a lot of visuals here, just going to kind of walk you through the March newsletter. As I was compiling this, I realized there was just a ton of stuff that our union's been working on, and a lot of it could use more detail, but I don't want to send you like an entire novel of an email. And I know some of us like to listen to things like this. So giving this a try, let your rep know how you like it. Um, so if you want to throw this on while you are cooking dinner or going for a walk, that's kind of how I imagined this because that's how I listen to podcasts and news and stuff. Alrighty, I will also just share the newsletter for those of you who like to look and listen at the same time. It's just text. You will also either get this or have gotten this to your email as well. So a few things going on in March here. Topics we're going to be going over are some exciting grievance updates, some details about the March 10th paycheck and the Insperity ADP change, EBER issues, transition to Microsoft Teams, both for admin and for CVEU. Cover Winter Educational Partner Meeting, which is LCAP, and why that's important. Talk about the upcoming NEA Town Hall, and for high school, reminder to refer work samples. So first thing, super duper important and exciting, our grievance team just recently had two really big wins. One was surrounding high school live teaching hours. So high school administration recently put out messaging saying that high school teachers, if no students show up to your live session, that session no longer counts towards the 13.5 hours and you have to make it up. We believe that's a violation of the CBA. The CBA says scheduled 13.5 hours, not students must attend 13.5 hours. So through the grievance process, we were able to resolve that. The high school folks, you probably saw an email from Becky, I believe on 310, saying that we no longer need to schedule makeups and just giving a process for when you're in a room that no students attend. The second one applies to absolutely everyone. CAVA recently tried to instate a policy that a doctor's note would be required for any sick time taken adjacent to a vacation. So if you took a day off right after winter break or right before a 3-day weekend or right after, they were going to automatically require a doctor's note. We believe that was a violation of the CBA. The CBA clearly says that the employer can request a doctor's note for 3 or more days of sick leave, or if they have a suspicion of abuse. Now that would be by individual, not for everyone on a certain day. We were able to get a resolution with that in the grievance process. CAVA agreed that they will not request doctor's notes on any particular days, only for particular people for very specific situations. We are still waiting for CAVA to message that out to everybody, but we believe that grievance to be resolved. Really want to shout out to the grievance team for these victories. They worked really hard on this. It takes a lot of time, a lot of back and forth, a lot of messaging, a lot of meeting. If you want to see all of the current open and resolved grievances, there is a link in this newsletter where you can go to I think it's a pretty easy to read doc with a table of grievances and then a timeline for grievances. Next big thing that's been on people's minds, the March 10th paycheck and Insperity to ADP transition. Everybody should have received their off-schedule payment on March 10th. The amount that was negotiated was $1,500. I understand that as it came to our bank accounts, it was lower than that because it was taxed at a supplemental rate and also had 403B taken out of it. The good news about the tax withholding at supplemental rate is that you will likely get it back on your tax refund. So, a little bit less than we were hoping right now, but it will come back to us. If you have any questions about paychecks or taxes, that should really go to HR. And if you have any questions about how or why CVU negotiated this pay for us, there's a link there to our slides from when we first negotiated this that kind of explain the timeline and how we got here. If you have any further questions after looking at that, definitely reach out to your rep. We're happy to talk about how and why we got to this point. But the CVU team, I think, should be really proud of being able to secure us an off-schedule payment. That money is extra on top of our salary because of all of this stress having to deal with this transition. Also, I wanted to say, please, I know I've been hearing from a lot of folks that they haven't had the time or the energy to look at those weekly transition emails that HR sends out. I know they're really long and there's a lot on there, and like not all of it applies to us, which makes it kind of hard to parse. But I'm gonna say, like, if you can take some time, like really carve out some time to scope those out, there's a lot of really important information in there. The last one sent, I believe 310, has information on how to request your deductible, your payments towards your deductible from the first chunk of the year from January to the end of February gets rolled over into your new insurance for the rest of the year. That's super important, and it's kind of like buried halfway through that email. So I know they're dense. I know they're hard to look at. I definitely advise just trying your best on those. If you need help understanding that, or if you want a short version, I'm sure you have folks on your team or your rep who'd be happy to help you. But they are super important, so definitely don't just skip over those. So recent EBRS issues that reps have been bringing to our attention. Your reps have been doing a great job looking out for these kinds of things. Please, 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 please do your best to submit your EBRS each month. That is free money. That's money in your pocket. It only costs you the 10, 15 minutes it takes for you to create that EBR. If it's taking you longer than that, we have folks who can help you streamline that process. That's money that you're spending for work, and you should be reimbursed for it legally and also based on our CBA. If you have to be late with your EBR because you just don't have time that month, make sure you let your administrator know. They should not be threatening disciplinary action for late EBRs if you've explained the delay. So if you said like, hey, I've been super busy this month, I haven't gotten to it, I'll get to it next week, they should not be threatening you with disciplinary action. I know some leads have been doing so. We really want to try to get them away from that. You have the entire year to get your EBRs in. But if you're going to be late, you should let them know. Please reach out to your rep if you need any help with EBRs. Most of our reps are experts at it. And if your rep isn't able to help you, we got people who are super good at it. Next big topic of conversation, the switch away from Skype and also admin switch to Microsoft Teams. So for those of you who haven't heard yet, Skype is being discontinued by Microsoft. It is going bye-bye, it's gone, we cannot use it anymore starting, they say May it's going to be gone, but we're already seeing for some people it not working because they're not patching it. So what admin is saying is, hey, we're going to switch from Skype to Teams. If you would prefer not to be on Microsoft Teams, I have a little template, little script here for you. Your reply should be, is using Teams required or optional? I prefer email to keep track of messages and keep your rep in the loop. What we expect admin to reply is, Teams is absolutely optional. Feel free to keep using email, or I'll tell you how to get Teams messages automatically forwarded to your email so you can keep using email. If any admin is telling you that you are required to be on Teams, please let your rep know, because that is something that CVEU is firmly has a firm stance on. We believe that Skype was optional and Teams should be optional as well. So keep your rep in the loop on that. Along this same topic, just like Kava is looking for an alternative to Skype, CVEU is also looking to an alternative for Skype. We will not be using Teams because Teams is within Kava's suite of programs that Kava is paying for and providing to us. It would be using our Kaliva.org email address. We want to make sure that we keep Union Business separate from our work emails and from work accounts that Kava owns. So if you have any experience with communication platforms, if it's something that you know a little bit about, there is a link in the newsletter to give your suggestions if you have not already. The leadership team will be looking at all of these suggestions and voting on a new platform. Once we choose one, we will be making it. We will be helping everybody get transferred over. We will try to make it as smooth as possible. It's probably going to be a little awkward for a bit, but I think we'll all get used to it. Alrighty, actions. So we've kind of had actions kind of built into the last couple things too, right? There's like a lot of stuff for you to do in this newsletter, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about it. Kava on March 12th, which is tomorrow when I'm recording this, and hopefully before you are seeing it, Kava is having what they call a winter educational partner engagement meeting, which is a mouthful, but really this one is going to be all about the LCAP. The LCAP is a big giant document that helps determine funding, curriculum, budget, school programs that all schools have to complete. If you've been at other schools, you may recall that the creation of the LCAP was a very collaborative process, that a lot of people were a part of it, that teachers were invited, and parents and students, and it was kind of a big deal that the kind of the whole school community got involved in. Here, CAVA kind of just makes it, and then they present it. And so we kind of have to go out of our way to really be a part of that process and kind of make sure that our voices are heard. So we want to go to these types of meetings. Anybody who has the time or capacity, you don't have to be, thank you, Dante. You don't have to be on camera. You can just come and listen, and then we can talk about it after. It's really just about holding them accountable, knowing that we as stakeholders in our students' education are going to be there, and we are going to be listening, and we are going to ensure that our voices are heard, right? So here's the registration link in the newsletter. Also, the LCAP documents are there if you can't make it, but you would like to read. We want CAVA to have our feedback. We are supposed to be legally a part of this process. Let's make sure that we are. Next thing, NEA, our beautiful big nationwide union NEA, just recently did a small town hall for union leadership on the expected or already out executive order from the current presidential administration on the Department of Education. We don't know exactly what's going to be in that, but NEA has some pretty good guesses, and they are already taking actions to make sure that our students' right to a free public education is protected. If this is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in national politics and what our national union is doing, if you just want to know about the state of education in our country right now, highly recommend Thursday, March 13th at 5 p.m. That's for everyone to attend, and the registration link is in here. Last thing, hopefully a quick thing, high school only, please make sure to refer your work samples to the office. You do not need to download and save your own work samples ever. You can refer them to the office. Please see an email sent to your work email last week for how to do this. And also the link there with slides on how to refer created by the beautiful Heather Nanaka. Don't be sad if you're not in high school and you're like, why don't we get this? What's up with that? We are working on some serious work record improvements, work summary improvements for all grades next year. We have some incredible members who are good at writing programming that have been working on programs, just a lot of cool stuff that we're working on that we hope we'll be able to roll out next year. Alrighty, friends, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. Like I said, if you like this kind of format, this kind of just chatty, like talking about the stuff format, let your rep know so we can do more of these. If you have any questions, reach out to your rep. We are here for you. Your union's doing a lot of stuff, as you can see, and hope to see you at some of those actions and things that we got going on. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.